Tonight, we have game threes of the 2025 MLB WildCard round, an unprecedented number in this new three-game wildcard format where the Guardians will be hosting the Tigers, the Yankees will be hosting the Red Sox, and the Cubs will be hosting the Padres. Over in the National League, the Dodgers have disposed of the Cincinnati Reds. And after the Dodgers struggled to close the regular season, barely winning the NL West division over the San Diego Padres, their starting pitching has not been, fully healthy for most of the year. Their bullpen's been an absolute mess. They were blowing leads left and right. Their bullpen even struggled in the eighth inning of both Game 1 and Game 2 against the Reds. But it did not matter because even though the Reds jumped out to a 2-0 lead last night, the Dodgers have Shohei Ohtani, they have Max Muncy, they have Mookie Betts, they have all the star power you need, and they were hitting balls hard and far. And the Los Angeles Dodgers have now advanced to a matchup with the Philadelphia Phillies. And then, of course, the winner of the Padres Cubs will take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Dodgers, Phillies, obviously a matchup of two big brands, two of the biggest brands in the National League. That should be an incredible series with stars galore. Shohei Ohtani versus Bryce Harper, the current GOAT, or even GOAT, some people call him, against who at one time was perceived as maybe the first, if not the second best player in baseball, right behind Mike Trout in Bryce Harper. The Philadelphia Phillies have had really good teams, but they may have not had the pitching depth or the bullpen they have this year. This should be a very even five-game series, which for the Dodgers is going to be unprecedented territory for them because they will start this series on the road. When's the last time an LA Dodgers team started a postseason series on the road? It's been a while. Of course, over in the American League, the Red Sox and Yankees have gone to war. The Yankees had down 3-2, bases loaded, nobody out in game one. Aroldis Chapman gets out of it without giving a run unscathed. Last night, the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox came out swinging early. It was a 2-2 tie. Eventually, it was 3-3 in the eighth inning until the Yankees, with the help of Jazz Chisholm, and Wells, the catcher, brought home the game-winning run in the bottom of the eighth. The Yankees were able to close it out. They win the game 4-3. Boston had multiple opportunities to put the game away early. They could not. Same thing with the Detroit Tigers, who, after George Valera hit a early bound of the first inning home run for the Guardians, the Tigers would respond back with only a one-run fourth. Originally, it was a two-run RBI, but there was a throw to third base. Jose Ramirez did make the tag. They ruled that the runner was out, and they ruled the second run did not score prior to the out, so it remained a 1-1 game until Brian Rocchio finally woke up the bats. It was Brian Rocchio, Daniel Schneemann, Stephen Kwan, then Bo Naylor with another home run to expand the Guardians' lead to 6-1. And I know it was a 6-1 victory, but the Guardians and Tigers, a lot like the Yankees and Red Sox, this has been a very even, low scoring. Even Padres Cubs. Yesterday, Manny Machado homers. Padres only win the game 3-0. Cubs win the game 3-1 on Tuesday. All three of these wild card games that are going down today, they have been, for the most part, low scoring, good pitching, good defense. The offenses with multiple opportunities to put up crooked numbers to make these games blowouts, and yet the Dodgers were the only team to do so. Now, who knows if the Mets would have made this a different series other than the Reds? I've said it multiple times. I don't care about your payroll in the postseason. It's just, you got to get hot. You got to get lucky at the right time. And I will say, Cincinnati lost to Milwaukee the last couple of days of the regular season. They were not playing their best baseball down the stretch. Dodgers were ready. They were fired up. I think they were ready to make a statement because people have said, hey, listen, the Dodgers bullpen's bad. If the Reds get the lead early, look out. The Reds could make this a real series, and the World Series champions could be going home early. And there was obviously, as I mentioned on Tuesday, all of this talk about, oh my God, the Dodgers are going to win over 100 games. They're going to be one of the best baseball teams ever. And, they're going to repeat as world champions easily because of the talent and the payroll that they have. And they barely won the NL West over the San Diego Padres. So you never know. I've said it on multiple occasions. I think Cubs and Brewers, well, I think it'd be a phenomenal NLDS series. I would love to see a Dodgers Padres NLCS series. Though, again, in order for that to happen, the Padres would have to get through Milwaukee first, which is going to be a great series. Dodgers would have to get through the Phillies first, which is another great series. I think the Phillies and Brewers, though, have been the two best teams in the National League all year long, so would not be surprised if those two teams match up. I have said it over and over again. I think the winner of whoever Seattle plays between Cleveland and Detroit will represent the American League in the World Series. I think that the Yankees probably come back today. I think they've been the better team. I think they have been better pitching than Boston. Boston used a lot of their resources yesterday out of the bullpen with 6+ innings out of their pen. I think the Yankees at home take it. And I do think while Toronto's played very well this year, there's just something about the Yankees where it's like you got to kill them. And I would take the experience of the Yankees over the inexperience of the Toronto Blue Jays, who've had such a great season so far, but I don't know if their starting pitching is going to be able to hold up. Obviously, they get Shane Bieber at the trade deadline from Cleveland. What poetic justice that would be if Cleveland were to take on Toronto in the ALCS. And again, this is all going to come down to who can hit the ball with the runners in scoring position. I think the starters and bullpens, for the most part, for all six of these teams playing today, have been very good. They've been very nimble. They've been able to work around hits and walks. And you can tell the pressure's getting to these guys. And it's one of the reasons why I like the MLB postseason more than the NBA postseason. I mean, the NBA postseason, it's 2 weeks to play the first round. The first round could go up to 7 games. There's an off day or 2 days off, sometimes in between. There's not a lot of urgency in these playoff games until you get down 0-2, or, even if you lose the first game at home. Sure, there's some urgency, but it's not as much as baseball because the MLB playoffs are about 30 to 35 days long, depending on how many game sevens we get in each series. You play back-to-back days. Once you get to the ALDS and LCS, it's back-to-back days, one off day, 3 days in a row, one off day, and then 2 games. So if you think about it, if a series goes 7 games, game one, game two, off day on day three, game four, game five, game six, or excuse me, day four, day five, day six is games that, and then off day. So that's day seven. I mean, it's 9 days. Maybe it's a week and some change, where that may be 3 games in an NBA playoff series. So again, I've said it. I think this is the most even baseball season we've had. I think it's going to come down to clutch hitting and wonderful starting pitching and bullpen. I think Cleveland, Milwaukee, Philadelphia have the three best bullpens remaining in the sport, and so we'll see what comes about it. Again, I don't think home field advantage matters as much in baseball as it does in other sports. So the fact that Cleveland, New York, and Chicago all have home field advantage today doesn't make the biggest difference in the world. You got to execute the pitches. And will the teams that won yesterday carry momentum into the game today the way they won yesterday, which is important because in game one, Detroit kind of feel like they stole that from Cleveland. I think Boston kind of felt like they stole it from New York. Now, the Cubs legitimately beat the Padres. Padres came back. Cleveland, I think, feels like they got the better team than Detroit. I think New York feels like they got the better team than Boston. San Diego, Chicago really feels like a coin flip. It's just who's going to get that timely hit. I think all three of these games are going to be very close and down to the wire today. Like that clip from the Brands World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brands World podcast right here on YouTube.